that it's hay day. Yep, apparently 22nd of June is traditionally the worst day of the year for grass pollen. It means bad news, of course, for hay fever sufferers everywhere. However, there might be some good news. This morning, Dr. Hilary is investigating a largely unknown treatment which could well hold the answer.
For millions of people, the summer means one thing: hay fever. It's an allergy that causes misery. It's thought that 15 million people in the UK suffer from hay fever. That's a huge 20% of the population. And 95% of them are allergic to grass pollen. Those with serious symptoms can get referred to allergy clinics like this one, which can offer something called immunotherapy. This is an injection designed to reduce the effects. Immunotherapy is a technique which gives patients doses of the pollen they're allergic to. Traditionally, this has been administered by injection. The idea is that by exposing the body to pollen, it desensitizes it to the allergen.
Although the treatment's been around for a long time, it's only more recently that the really robust scientific studies have been done that have shown definitively that this does work. It doesn't work for absolutely everybody, but for the vast majority of patients, particularly those who suffer from severe symptoms, they see real benefits from this treatment. And certainly in a number of cases, we see it completely change our patients' lives for those 3 months of the summer that are otherwise absolutely miserable.
For Lisa Kaufman's family, 2 of her daughters were given immunotherapy, and her youngest is involved with a trial to look at whether it will reduce her risk of getting asthma.
Well, I used to have really bad hay fever, and I really had really itchy eyes, and I kept sneezing, runny nose, and it was just really horrible.
We usually just stayed at home. We didn't really go out much, and we didn't do the things we like to do. We just stayed in the house,
and we had to take like constant medicine,
Yeah.
like medicine for separate medicine for our nose, for our eyes, like eye drops, nose spray, and then we also had to take the hay fever medicine, and it helped a tiny bit, but it really wasn't helping.
The girls' symptoms certainly started improving pretty much as soon as they started taking the treatment. By the time the 3-year treatment plan is over, the hope is that 95% of their symptoms or thereabout will have diminished. They take a small tablet every day under their tongue. It's just really our morning routine, and they'll continue to do that for another 18 months, and then hopefully that will be the end of it.
Immunotherapy isn't for everyone, and it doesn't work for all people who have it. But allergy experts are saying that everyone should have access to specialist treatments that could end the misery of hay fever once and for all. Until then, it'll be relying on the antihistamines.
Well, Dr. Hilary's here now. Now, if people want to try that, it's very interesting, isn't it? If they want to try it, what should they do?
Well, let's get this straight. This is a really interesting therapy, but it's not going to be for everybody with hay fever.
Sure.
This is going to be reserved for people with pretty severe symptoms, including asthma, in whom everything else has failed and who are really suffering every day. It's expensive. It's not going to be available to everybody on the NHS. It is available on the NHS to those people who really merit that treatment. It's called immunotherapy. And if you think about it, hay fever is caused by an exaggerated reaction of the immune system to harmless things like pollen, like grass pollen. So if you can logically treat that overreaction of the immune system by desensitizing it, which is what these little tablets under the tongue do, that's a logical and practical approach. And it's looking as if it's pretty effective for most people.
It's really interesting, though, isn't it? For everybody else, though, over-the-counter remedies, of course, there are many, aren't there?
Sure. You know, I think more and more we're seeing people suffering from hay fever, millions of people, and it is... It does bring misery to people. They dread the summer, and that's awful, isn't it?
I know, it's a shame.
If you've got to do exams or compete in races and things, it does affect your performance. So, obviously, we've got the initial treatments in terms of antihistamine tablets. We've got some in front of us here. Antihistamine tablets which are non-drowsy making. I have to say that with caution because they still make some people quite drowsy, even if they're meant to be the non-drowsy ones. But they do help. Once a day, they will help with a proportion of your symptoms. But if you've only got eye irritation, itchy eyes, red eyes, then it's logical to use eye drops, of which there are many to choose from. And they will prevent the allergy from starting in the first place. And then if you've only got nasal symptoms, the runny nose or the blocked nose, it's logical to use a nasal spray.
Sure.
You're not absorbing the steroid, it's not going to affect you generally, and you get relief from those things. So add those 3 things together, and most people will get a good result.
Any difference between brands, though? Because we see own brands and then we see all the ones that we recognise. You know, what should you go for?
Antihistamines are all in the same family, as are the nasal sprays, as are the eye drops. But some people will respond better to one brand than to another.
So it's worth
if
trying
you've been
it?
disappointed by one, don't give up. Try
Right.
another one. You might get a much better result
fantastic.
and less drowsiness, perhaps, as well.
Excellent. Hilary, thank you very much
Pleasure.
indeed. And of course, you can find loads more information on dealing with hay fever on the website. Now, after the break, Kate Moss, the actress. We're going to be finding out about the supermodel's new role, and it's all about shoes. Happy days. Mark is here to get you set for the summer. See you in a couple of minutes.
Skin